Rocket Express, it's a blast.
Host first news, top stories, and your weather authority forecast with Danielle Koser and meteorologist Nick Koser. You're watching Rise and Shine.
A family in Idaho is racing to locate their loved ones after their plane went missing in the mountains. Eric Gonzalez has the latest.
No results yet. We haven't been able to find them yet, but from what I understand, I haven't been up there before. Really steep mountainsides, really dense forest, so it's kind of a needle in a haystack.
Brad Norton and his family arrived to help other family members that have already been on the hunt for a downed Beechcraft Bonanza. His family members have been missing since Sunday in the Yellow Pines area near Cascade.
There's a lot of family members and support, and there's probably another 6, 7 of us that'll be going up tomorrow to pitch in and help out and do what we can.
One rescuer I spoke with says he's been searching all day with the brother of the pilot that's missing.
The family's trying to stay positive. They're wanting to get out there and do a lot of searching and, not sit and talk about it. So, they're hopeful, but, it's been 3 days now, so it's pretty tough.
Monday, aircraft searching the area thought they found a signal from the plane's emergency locator transmitter box. But now rescuers think it may have been a false signal.
Today they're not getting that, so we don't know. We haven't ruled out that it's not an ELT, but we're also looking at other options that it may have been a false signal.
The last 24 hours have offered good flying weather. 2 Army helicopters and 5 Civil Air Patrol Cessnas were able to stay up most of the day searching for the missing plane. They focused their search just south of a grass airstrip in Cascade.
We have cell phone pings up to a certain point, and we have, of course, the radar information from Salt Lake up to a certain point when he disappeared off radar.
A tough situation with the elements, and it's some rugged terrain out there. They've got a lot of planes and helicopters and a lot of ground people, working tirelessly to help find our loved ones and bring them back to us.
Lieutenant Dan Smith says crews are getting frustrated. They've spent hours combing the area where they think the plane went missing. Smith says bad weather could slow their search today going into the weekend. Storms are in the forecast. A recent report suggests a dramatic increase in the number of teens overdosing on party drugs in recent years. The study from the U.S. Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service says in the time between 2005 and 2011, the number of emergency room visits more than doubled from 4,500 to more than 10,000. Although the number of incidents is increasing nationwide, local statistics tell a different story.
Ecstasy and methamphetamine, cocaine are kind of like regional drugs. Cocaine is more of a coastal drug and bigger city drugs. Ecstasy is real similar to that. We haven't seen that hitting the Magic Valley like it would on the coastal or the bigger cities. It has to do with how it's transported, the people that want to buy it, and the need for it.
The Twin Falls Sheriff's Office says drugs like ecstasy aren't a major issue in our area. Families in southern Idaho are taking full advantage of their Second Amendment rights. More people have applied for concealed weapons permits over the past year. One explanation for this surge, people may be worried about losing the right to carry a gun. Others say the spike in violent crimes across the nation make them want to feel protected. Chief Deputy Jack Johnson says whatever the reason, people are rushing to get their permit.
I think that's going to depend on what happens, at the federal level. If people start getting concerned again about losing those rights, then they're definitely going to come in and try and get their permits before that privilege is lost.
The number of women carrying concealed weapons has increased 89% since 1989. Rolling Stone took a lot of heat for putting one of the Boston Marathon bombing suspects on its cover back in August. Now it's getting an award for it. Adweek declared it the hottest cover of the year, saying it's hands down the most memorable cover of the year. Some retailers pulled the issue, featuring a photo of accused bomber Zohar Tsarnaev from its shelves. But Adweek wrote the issue still sold twice as many issues at the newsstand as usual, proving again that while sex sells, controversy does too. 3 people were killed and more than 250 were injured in the Boston Marathon bombings. A Massachusetts Institute of Technology police officer was killed 3 days later, triggering the massive manhunt that led to Tsarnaev's capture. Tsarnaev is charged with 30 federal counts stemming from the attack. He's pleaded not guilty to all charges. His brother was shot and killed by police during the manhunt.
6:06 now on your Friday morning, and it is as bone-chillingly cold out there as it's been pretty much for the past several days here in the viewing area, with the temperature on the thermometer at 3. The wind chill is at -14, seeing as how there's a northwest wind there at 13. So when you get winds in the double digits and temperatures are this cold, that really is able to knock those wind chill values way down. It's -2 in Burley with the wind chill. It feels like -5 in Jerome, and here in Twin Falls it feels like 3 degrees. Again, just to reiterate, the wind chill has nothing to do with what you're going to see on thermometers. It's all about what it feels like on your exposed skin. So you couple the temperature with the wind, and that's what it feels like as you walk out the door to your exposed skin. So it's all about keeping everything covered, scarves around the face, gloves, hats, things like that in situations and temperatures like this. Before school for the kids, it'll be 11 degrees and then 23 after school. Still, even though we are going to make it into the 20s today, it's still very cold, especially for this time of the year. So hats, gloves, scarves, coats, you'll need those for sure all day long today. With the ski conditions, Sun Valley has seen 1 inch of new snow. A base is over a foot at about 14 inches, and the summit now is at 20 on Baldy. Waiting for snow still for Soldier Mountain, Pomerelle, and Magic Mountain. Looks like we're going to get some heading into this weekend, as there's already snow moving inland with a storm system that's set to pass 2 hours south, and as a result of that, areas south can expect some snow, especially southern Twin and Elko counties, where this winter weather advisory is in place for tonight at 11, and it's going to expire Saturday night at 11. So heavy snow in the South Hills, not as much in the Wood River region with this system, and in the valleys it looks like we'll see lower totals than that. I'll let you know exactly how much snow will fall and where it will fall coming up in just a bit.
South Africa and the world mourns the loss of a hero and an icon. Shannon Travis is in Washington with reaction to the passing of Nelson Mandela.
Thursday night, the U.S. flag at half-staff atop the White House and the U.S. House as the nation joins the world in mourning the loss of Nelson Mandela. Flags across South Africa also to fly lower after the announcement of Mandela's death by the current president of South Africa.
Our nation has lost its greatest son.
Mandela was 95. He'd spent decades fighting apartheid in his native South Africa. Shortly after the announcement of the first black South African president, the first black American president offered condolences.
We've lost one of the most influential, courageous, and profoundly good human beings that any of us will share time with on this earth.
Reaction has come from around the globe from world leaders.
Nelson Mandela was not just a hero of our time, but a hero of all time.
And from people transformed by Mandela's lessons, the legend, and the leadership of the former South African president and Nobel Peace Prize winner.
Our first reaction is this deep sadness because of the legacy and the monumental impact of this man on all of our lives, especially those of us that are about social justice.
Mandela's last major public appearance came in 2010 when South Africa hosted the Soccer World Cup. Meanwhile, sources are telling CNN President Obama is expected to make the trip to South Africa to attend the memorial service for Nelson Mandela. The two men only actually met once in person. That was in 2005 when Obama was then Senator Obama. Reporting in Washington, I'm Shannon Travis.
Mandela's body has been moved to a military hospital in Pretoria. A mourning period that is expected to last about 10 days has begun. It will end with an official state funeral. While millions have visited the Obamacare website to review options, some people say they will take their chances without it. A new Gallup poll indicates more than 1 in 4 people say they are more likely to pay a government fine for not having coverage than sign up for insurance. That's about 28% of 48 million people in the country who are uninsured. Under the Affordable Care Act passed in 2010, people without coverage will start facing fines in 2014. Researchers say they don't see a generational gap, but a partisan gap. 45% of uninsured Republicans plan to pay the fine, compared to 31% of independents and 15% of Democrats without benefits. Democratic Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid is one of Obamacare's architects and staunchest supporters, but he's also the only top congressional leader to exempt some of his staff from having to buy insurance through the law's new exchanges. The law lets lawmakers decide if their committee and leadership staffers hold on to their federal employee insurance plans, an option Reid has exercised. All the House and Senate leaders are required to relinquish their federal employee insurance plans next year and enroll in the exchanges. Reid is the exception among other top congressional leaders. The other three have all directed their staffs to join the exchange now. Reid's decision gives Republicans more ammo to attack Democrats already suffering politically from the law's botched rollout.
Here's a look at your Mountain Home Auto Ranch Skycam this morning. It is cold. The grassy areas are still snow covered, but the road's not doing too bad this morning, as there's been enough traffic to kind of weed out all the slick spots. Looks like, though, we could add to difficult driving conditions as early as tonight as the next storm system rolls in. Full details after the break.
Some students are being swallowed up by debt. We'll break down the numbers for you next.
You don't have to fight for your best deal at the Auto Ranch. Over 500 new and used vehicles, all with your best price clearly marked in the window.
Be aware, don't share. LockYourMedsIdaho.org.
My husband Bob is a wonderful man, but he's technically challenged. He's been fiddling with this computer for weeks and it's still not fixed.
Honey, have you seen the duct tape?
That's why I finally called PMT Tech Force.
Look, honey, I fixed it.
Contact PMT Tech Force today for the good of your computer and your sanity. Tech Force, to your technical rescue.
If your feet and legs ache after standing and walking on them all day, then come into Trade Home Shoes to experience the renowned soothing comfort of Dansko footwear. Their built-in arch support and anti-fatigue design provide all-day energy return with each step. Dansko shoes are engineered with a unique internal frame and outsoles that absorb more shock so your knees and joints don't have to. Trade Home Shoes in the Magic Valley Mall has a wide selection of styles and colors, so come experience Dansko's amazing comfort and quality. Trade Home Shoes, where customer service is always a step ahead.
Be aware, don't share. LockYourMedsIdaho.org.
Winning a Grammy is the ultimate award. But first, you have to be nominated. This year, the Grammy Nominations Concert is coming to you live from all over the world. Katy Perry in Canada, Taylor Swift from Sydney, Australia, Robin Thicke like you've never seen him before, Lord, Macklemore and Lewis, and Keith Urban together with Miguel live in Hollywood. LL Cool J hosts the most sensational concert event of the season. The Grammy Nominations Concert Live, CBS tonight.
Your Weather Authority forecast with meteorologist Nick Koser.
6:14 now. Here's a peek at what's going on all across the west, and it is another cold morning with the Helena, Idaho Falls area still well below zero, Stanley at 16 below. So it's been chilly these past several days. We're going to get a little warm up heading into the weekend, but then come Sunday and especially Monday, this is actually going to feel warm, and I really hate to be the bearer of bad news, but even colder air works in for next week. Before I get too ahead of myself, these are your current conditions, though. It's 9 in Twin and Jerome, 10 Burley, and 3 in Haley. Nice little wind coming in out of the north and east for Jerome and 10, and a little bit breezy up there for Haley, and you'll notice those wind chill values really drop. It feels like 14 below in Haley, -5 for Jerome, and 2 below there in Burley. Here in Twin, we're staying above the negative numbers at 3, but we get a nice enough breeze coming in here next hour, and that could really change. An area of low pressure right off the coast here is going to dive through California and almost make a beeline towards Las Vegas heading into this weekend. This is the track that it's going to take, and it's going to pass to our south. So we're going to get the northern fringe of this storm. We're not going to get a direct hit, but it does look like areas south, especially southern Twin Falls County and Cassia County, we'll see some pretty hefty snowfall. Watch out for snow heading into this evening, and then it looks like the Heaviest snow will fall tomorrow morning through tomorrow afternoon. And you can see that here on Futurecaster. This is Saturday at 5 a.m. Everything's still around through tomorrow afternoon. Then by the evening and overnight, that snow clears out. Then it becomes really windy on Sunday and really cold. Speaking of those snow totals, here we go. 1 to 4 inches in the Wood River region, which for that area, not a whole lot. A coating to possibly up to 3 inches in some localized spots, but I think a coating is more likely for these areas shaded in the light blue. As soon as you head south of Twin Falls, you really will see those snowfall totals pick up. So Rogerston, Hollister, Albion, 4 to 8 inches, certainly possible there, and Jackpot as well. So traveling south tonight and tomorrow especially will be difficult with this system. 13 for the high in the Wood River region today, 23 in the Magic Valley, and 22 in the Mini-Casia area. And it does look like that snow will start up heading into this evening. Here's your Middlecoff Auto Group 7-day forecast. 23 today, 24 tomorrow, and then look at that temperature fall on Sunday, only 14 degrees. And then heading into Monday morning, the thermometer is going to read 0 for that low, and wind chill values will most likely be in the negatives here in Twin. So even after a very cold week like we've seen, it looks like Monday will be the coldest air that we will have seen so far this season. Then a bit of a warm-up heading into the rest of the week with some snow chances becoming more possible heading into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for those mountain locations. All right, time is 6:17, and I am sitting here with two reindeer, actually. How you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
We've got Jeff Martin and Mark Alexander, both MAVTEC members. That stands for Magic Valley Trail Enhancement Committee. Glad you guys could make it, and glad you're looking so festive.
We feel festive.
Looking good. All right, even with the shirts and stuff, I love it. All right, so this is all to promote the Santa Run. It's a 5K run or walk coming up on the 7th, right?
That's correct, tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, that's right. It's already going to be the 7th. I got to start Christmas shopping. This is going to be bad. All right, tell us a little bit about the event. Obviously, people are going to have to come with their running shoes.
They are. We have registration starts at 9 o'clock, and Santa Claus arrives at about
9:55.
9:50, 9:55.
Okay.
Santa's going to run with the kids. There's a 1-mile kid run.
Oh, cool.
So Santa will run with the kids for that mile, and then immediately after that, the adults take off and do a 5K. Walk,
nice.
run, push the stroller if there's not too much snow.
You can backpedal as long as you're out there having fun.
Yep.
That's what it's all about. Well, I'm curious about Santa. Is he going to, how's he going to dress?
Santa's going to dress in a nice red velvety kind of a suit.
Okay, all right. A tracksuit. Okay, good. Yeah. He'll be dressed appropriately then. Awesome. Now, I do want to mention this. Let's talk about the entry fee.
Okay.
Because that is an unwrapped toy, correct?
This is true. And
a new unwrapped toy.
Okay.
And goes to the Toys for Tots,
awesome.
Which is a great opportunity for people to give back to the community.
Absolutely.
We hope to fill 8 boxes.
8 boxes, that's the goal. Do you remember what you filled last year?
I do not.
Yeah,
I'm not
okay.
sure.
Well, no matter what we got last year, we're hoping that we get more this year, obviously.
Absolutely.
That's always the goal. And people can pre-register for this, right?
They can pre-register online. What's the site, Mark?
Blue Circle Sports,
yeah,
is
Blue
that right?
Circle Sports,
yeah?
that's true.
All right, sounds good.
And you can buy these sweet hats for $10 or these shirts for $10. Otherwise, there's no cost other than a new unwrapped toy.
All right, fantastic.
We've got hot chocolate and cookies.
You can't beat that. That's what you eat and drink after the run, right?
That's what the reindeer.
Oh, okay, all right. You don't want all that sloshing around before you take off. And then again, Jeff, it's good to see you still running. I know that you didn't do any running for the longest time.
No.
Really changed your lifestyle.
Pretty sedentary for the first 56 years.
But you've been doing this for, I mean, since as long as I've known you, about 3 years, is that right?
6 years.
Oh, 6 years now,
Yeah.
okay. So yeah, it's great to see you, keeping along.
Thanks.
And being kind of an icon, I guess, in this community.
No, I don't think so.
For exercise, so I think so. Anyways, good to see you guys. Have fun, and more importantly, stay warm.
Thank you.
Morning.
Thank you very much.
No problem. It is 6:20, and Rise and Shine continues right here on KMVT right now.
Well, high school students in Cassia County are learning math skills to last them a lifetime. Burley High School seniors calculating firsthand how credit card companies work and how easy it is to get into debt. One student says he realizes how little he knew about credit cards.
Basically, we've been learning is, says it in the name, finances, staying out of debt, what to do when you're in debt, balancing your checkbook, simple things like that.
Students in Oakley, Declo, and Malta can also benefit from the finance classes at Burley High School. They can access the lessons thanks to a distance learning program called the Idaho Education Network. Well, here's a bit of depressing stat for Americans just starting out their lives. New data shows the average amount of debt students carry around after they graduate college could be around the size of a down payment of a house. Nikki Kay for Idaho's First News joins us with more. Nikki?
Danielle, as a recent college grad, this is just depressing. Check out these numbers. The average debt for the class of 2012 is $29,400, and that's a 10% jump from the year before. In Idaho, the average student debt for the class of 2012 was $26,751. That's according to a new report by the Institute for College Access and Success. On top of that, some 70% of college seniors left school with debt. So this is a pretty significant challenge across the country. Some good news though, a little bit of relief may be in store. Just this week, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau said that it will begin to oversee non-bank student loan services for the very first time. 40 million Americans use those kinds of providers to manage their loans. Some of the concerns the Bureau has found with loans, well, this one issue is that it tends to be confusing for students who want to pay down their debt early in order to avoid some of the interest. Also, when a loan is spread out over several servicers, it means that late fees can run up on that debt payment, and transferring loans can incur penalties too. So the Bureau says it's trying to solve some of the headaches involved. This may be obvious, but debt associated with public nonprofit schools is much lower than for private schools, so it's a good idea to shop around. And Danielle, it's good to know that despite a rising debt situation, there will be options out there to help ease that financial pain.
Yeah, I think pain is an understatement. My goodness, I think financial debt is just, or student loan debt, I should say, especially in my case, I went to a private college. It's such a burden, especially when you're just starting out. And, you know, once you get into the real world, there's a lot of expenses, and it is a big wake-up call. So,
absolutely.
Are you adjusting okay?
I'm a little bit in denial. As of right now, my dad keeps forwarding me, emails on how to address that financial pain. But
right. Well, I know you have that 6-month grace period. So for me, I forgot about my student loans, and then those 6 months went by, and that's the thing that the letters come in, and you're like, this is getting real.
Here we go.
Good information. Thanks, Nikki. Well, the Grammy nominations are about to be announced. We're reminiscing on some of the popular music of 2013. And Bruce Springsteen may have been born to run, but it seems like he was born to write as well. You'll never believe what his scribbling sold for.
Christmas is a time to express your love with special ornaments that will make your special someone light up. It's Jensen Jewelers Christmas sale, where you can find gifts for all your loved ones. Earrings, pendants, bracelets, and much more. And with guaranteed financing, you can check those gifts off your list faster. So give love, give merry, and have yourself a shiny little Christmas at Jensen Jewelers Christmas sale, now until December 31st. Jensen Jewelers. You live, you love, you shine.
Hard water can ruin your shower and dishes. Your drinking water should never taste like a swimming pool, and you should never have dry skin and dingy hair after bathing. Hi, I'm Kerry Pettengill, owner of Kinetico of Magic Valley. We have solutions for these problems with 3 new Kinetico water softeners to fit any budget. They don't use electricity, and you'll use less soap, shampoo, and detergent, saving you money. Stop by Kinetico on the corner of Blue Lakes and 2nd in Twin. Call Kinetico at 733-1027 for your free water analysis.
What does it feel like to get a great deal at Happy Honda Days? Like this? Catch the spirit with a great deal on a 2013 Civic with standard features like Bluetooth and a rear view camera from KBB.com's best value brand. Right now at your Honda dealer.
AgriService is Massey Ferguson's parts and service leader with over $7.2 million of parts in stock. There's no need to worry about how long it will take to get your equipment back in action. And now you can conveniently order parts online anytime of the day or night.
We've switched to Massey because of the fuel efficiency and the great personnel that we're able to get a hold of anybody we need to.
We are AgriService. AgriService is your local Massey Ferguson dealer.
Grammy nominations will be announced today, and pop is looking like a winner.
USA Today reports that Justin Timberlake is one of the artists getting buzz for a possible Album of the Year nomination for the 2020 experience. Macklemore, that guy there, and Ryan Lewis, the guy next to that guy right there, their album The Heist could also be in the running, along with Bruno Mars's Unorthodox Jukebox. For the record of the year, Robin Thicke's Blurred Lines looks like a front runner, along with Mars's Locked Out of Heaven and Macklemore's Thrift Shop.
I'm so glad you pointed out Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, because I never know who they are.
Yeah.
I never know.
Macklemore's the guy with no hair on this these parts of his head, and he's
very hipster trendy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So if you're on the nominating crew for the Grammys, who are you nominating this year?
Lana Del Rey.
Oh, man. What about, you can put Royals in there?
And Lord. Yeah. See, those are more
she
my
was kind
jams.
of a little late runner. She came in a little late to the scene, right?
Oh, not to me.
Oh.
Here's the thing. I always have this scoop on those artists.
So you're pretty indie? Is that what we'd call you?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's indie, a little bit of emo-ish.
Nice.
Nick's more pop, R&B, not R&B, rap.
Country,
and Nikki, you're more top 40s, right?
I'm a Billboard top 40 girl. It's interesting to see Miley wasn't mentioned in that.
True.
I know.
Yeah.
See, Nick, and I know you've been saying, hey, kind of more playing the defense on Miley, saying, hey, you know, she's an artist.
Yeah.
Who cares if she's doing this on purpose? It's working because you're talking about her. So were you surprised Miley wasn't in this?
A little surprised, and I was a little disappointed.
And no Lady Gaga either.
Yeah, no Lady Gaga, but you know she did kind of come in late too. I think Macklemore needs to do pretty well. He's definitely a breakout star.
I can't seem to get a Robin Thicke's "What You Feed Me Dreams."
See, and now you're
out
doing
of my
it
head.
again. Now you're singing it.
Yep. There it is again.
We're all going to be singing it. All right, 6:28. Turns out that Bruce Springsteen's scribblings were worth more than even the auctioneers in New York imagined.
An anonymous $197,000 bid won Thursday's auction for handwritten lyrics to Springsteen's 1975 hit song Born to Run. The starting bid was $40,000, and Sotheby's auction house had expected the lyrics to fetch between $70,000 and $100,000. Born to Run only reached number 23 on the Billboard Hot 100, but it aged incredibly well. It earned the number 21 spot on Rolling Magazine's list of all-time greatest songs, and it was named among the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's 500 songs that shaped the genre. Very impressive. The Bruce Springsteen song that I can never get out of my head is Born in the USA.
Speaking of time... Speaking of a timeless artist, and his Christmas song, Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yeah. I like how you got that grumble in your voice. It's got soul.
He's American.
You know, I was once, I don't know your trick to getting that, but I was once watching an interview with a country star. I can't remember who it was, and she was on Oprah, and Oprah said, how in the world do you do that with your voice? And she said, the trick is to squeeze my butt cheeks together. So I don't know, Nikki.
I haven't picked up on that tip yet, but there's always time to learn.
Next time you want
Christina Aguilera on us.
There you go.
All right.
I like it.
It's 6:29. Sorry, I squeezed my butt cheeks. That's what happens every time. Here's a look at the weather real quick, and hour by hour, we'll be between 10 and 20 degrees through lunchtime, then low 20s, finally, for the first time in days. After that, snow moves in for the evening. Full details coming up next half hour.
The name of a little boy killed in a deadly bus crash yesterday has been released. We'll have the latest and new developments in the search for the missing plane and its 5 passengers, what the Valley County Sheriff says could delay efforts going into the weekend.